Robert Sarver, billionaire owner of the Phoenix Suns, gets caught. Gets caught as in like the
They
investigation.
haven't
said
really
that he
told
was
what
guilty.
the issue is. They haven't really told, which I think is kind of shady.
They did say that he had he's
Some
called
sexual.
he's
Yeah.
called black people the N word. He's called women
really?
the
I didn't
W
read
word. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a host of things about it because they don't have a Donald Sterling like tape from
Don't
which
have
to
like
do this thing.
full
Proof and all that. And like since without proof they can't just kick out an owner of the NBA team. So they have decided that we will fine him $10 million. Can you believe it? $10 million. Unbelievable. That's not even like 1% of his wealth. But 1 year thing, and I think Robert Sarver said that this is unbelievable. I'm not guilty. I will fight against. But a lot of minority owners of the Phoenix Suns have said that we can't have him at the helm. We have to remove him, which I'm sure has more to do with business than their personal beliefs. LeBron James has come out in a tweet with no emojis saying that we can't have this. If the league has found him guilty, then they have to take him away. And Chris Paul, point guard of the Phoenix Suns, says that this is not acceptable. We have to.
Do you remember my theory about this?
That somebody has done this to take over the team, right?
Yeah. And that somebody is LeBron James. No, I don't know if you remember. I told you like a lot of these things because I think
I don't know if you said LeBron James, but I remember that
I said LeBron James
because of hostile takeover.
Because I think like what's his name? The guy who came out was that Nick Watson, right? He's the guy who started all of this. Like I think he was repped by LeBron's team. LeBron's rep. LeBron's LeBron used to rep Nick Watson. LeBron's whatever that Rick Paul, whatever his name is.
Rich Paul's agency. Clutch Sports.
Repped Nick Watson, got him into that coaching position. So like So like suddenly Nick Watson is out, like creating ruckus.
This is unbelievable. Like the level of what is it called, sneakiness and this.
You should watch Billions, then you'll realize. Have you watched Billions?
I love that guy's name. I think it's something Axelrod, but I have only seen like 2-3.
Bobby Axelrod. Awesome. What a series. Oh my god. I don't know how much of those stories are true and how much, but I can totally see all of that because I'm not a billionaire, but I'm like, I have friends who are like close, and like I speak to them and they talk about all these like things, like things people do to like create stories that like affect things, it's like PR is a huge like motivator to get down people and especially all of these kind of things like sexual harassment and there are people that will like send girls to offices to like entice people. They're like this whole thing. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised that LeBron looked at all the franchises and said, okay, which franchise owner does everybody hate?
Oh, nice. Because getting Lakers would be very difficult.
Well, Lakers would be very difficult. Because he tried.
Family business.
He went there,
family business. Yeah.
He's trying. He's still trying in the Lakers. I think he's still trying. The Lakers, obviously, and the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks are ever. That guy is ever going to like. He's too much of a loser to do anything. Yeah, and so the only other person that was like kind of hated was Robert Sarver. Like he's kind of cheap, doesn't do stuff, a little bit of a racist.
I'm sure it's not like all. Like I'm sure he's done those things, but I'm sure like he's somewhere some little gears were turned and
absolutely
done and like
narratives
let's get all
these
stories out. Correct, exactly. It makes a lot of sense.
It's crazy, man. It's so easy to manipulate people and stories once you like align with their interests.
It's a crazy world out there.
It's a crazy world out there, bro.
But for me, it didn't make any sense. This $10 million fine and all is ridiculous. But I guess they had to do something, so they were like, okay, we'll do this thing, and then we'll see what the maybe since we are going on this thing, this 10 million fine is so less that I think that is what probably a lot of people are using how could they do this, like turning the public sentiment, because you can't just fire an owner just for like no hard proof, right? Like Donald Sterling, the last guy they removed, there was hard proof that he was doing these things. There was video clips and there was like solid evidence. All of this is sort of he said, you said, they said, he said sort of thing. Like Mark Cuban, right? Mark Cuban's organization last year or like 2 years ago went through that entire thing, investigation. They found out for 20 years, for 10, 15 years, this has been happening. Nobody talked about it because Mark Cuban, what he did, he said, okay, because he was not exactly involved in it. Like it was happening under his control, like under his sort of like what your Tanmay Bhatt at AIB sort of thing. Like he didn't do it, but everything was happening under him. Nobody said anything about him. He hired a female minority group, say one CEO, kept them there, and everybody forgot about it. But now this one has got the taste of a hostile takeover. Like let's try to put some mud. Let's try to do these things. This is one more of your crazy calls. Like this. I hope it works out.
See, LeBron becomes because LeBron has said it so many times. I want to own an NBA team. Like
why can't he own the Sacramento Kings and then take?
Because it's not a big enough market. It's not a big enough market. Like
take it to Seattle. Take it to Seattle. Who cares about Sacramento?
Suns is a
but
big
Phoenix
market.
Suns is a big market. Correct. You're right.
It's a big market.